It's called H.R. 3178, and it passed through the House unanimously. That's right, unanimously, and it's been 5 years in the making. She's been volunteering here at Texas Children's Hospital in the Woodlands for years now.
I feel a warm reminder of the past, and I have great expectations for the future.
Her name is Carol Ann Demarette. If that name doesn't ring a bell with you, here's a reminder. Her son David was pretty famous in the 70s and 80s. He was a so-called bubble boy. He was born with a condition called severe combined immune deficiency, or SCID. He spent 12 years living in a plastic bubble to protect him from infections, occasionally venturing out in a NASA-designed suit. He spent countless hours traveling to and from hospitals for treatments. That's why his mother has been supporting a bill co-sponsored by Woodlands Congressman Kevin Brady. It would extend and improve home infusion services so patients like David could spend more time at home and less time in hospitals.
It's not easy. You can't say this is what I want today and have it voted on tomorrow. It doesn't work that way.
Now it's cleared the House unanimously. It's too late for David, and in fact she says it probably wouldn't have saved his life, but that's not the point as far as she's concerned. She knows there are others with compromised immune systems. There are other Davids and other mothers like her. Other people it can help even more than her volunteer work.
And anything that we can do, I mean, that's pretty understood, I think, with most people. Anything that you can do to make this world a better place, you have an obligation to do it.
So now it's cleared the House. Now it has to clear the Senate. Now Brady is confident it will indeed pass. However, this is still Washington, D.C. John Donnelly, Fox 26 News.
The little boy who lived his entire life inside a bubble is still inspiring change to help those with similar diseases.
Houston's David Vetter was born with severe combined immunodeficiency, or SCID. His story inspired documentaries and movies before he died in 1984. And today, his story is still making a difference. Janelle Bluda has more.
It's been over 30 years since the world said goodbye to 12-year-old David Vetter, Houston's very own boy in a bubble.
David was smart. He was clever. He understood why he was in a bubble, why he was in this germ-free environment. He accepted.
And in the 3 decades he's been gone, David's life has altered the landscape of science.
David had put science on a path that made them understand the immune system and how it functions, and the necessity to it.
And even today, that little boy's life is still making strides for those who suffer similar diseases.
And if you can take away, you know, one heartache from a family that is dealing with a devastating illness, it is the least we can do as humankind to help.
His mother, Carol Ann, explains how she's helping lawmakers push a bill that would require, under Medicare, health insurance to cover all costs of at-home infusion of treatment. Under current law, it only covers the drug,
but not the items or the nurse services that is needed to infuse.
She understands the magnitude of at-home care and is overwhelmed with the legacy her son has left behind.
You know, every parent who has lost a child wonders if their brief life has meant something to the world. And others have said to me, yes, David has made a difference.
In the Woodlands, Janelle Bluda, KHOU 11 News.
That is quite a story. And the bill that Janelle was talking about unanimously passed the House. We're told it's now heading to the Senate.
Hey, a bill unanimously passed the House this week that would continue a Medicare extension program which expires this fall. It would help children with immune diseases get care and treatment from home instead of at the hospital.
Haley Hernandez talked with one Houston mom who knows all too well what home care means for the emotional well-being and safety of these children.
It's been 33 years since Carol Ann's son David died.
David's second entry into the spacesuit.
You probably remember him as the boy in the bubble. It was a different time, and David's options for discovering the world relied on being exposed to it in person. But his immune disorder kept him confined to sterile environments. This special suit built by NASA was one of his only options to get outside and see the world.
It was such a small thing for others, but it was so huge for David, and it was wonderful for me to remember.
His memory doesn't just live with Carol Ann. The whole world was captivated by his story. Today, his legacy lives on as state leaders work to get government assistance to help other children get Medicare coverage for at-home health care. Representative Kevin Brady is behind the Brady bill, which he says expands quality of care and easing the administrative burden so there's more time with patients and less time on paperwork.
Life with the severely weakened immune system can be an incredible struggle. And for children especially, it can be a daily fight just to survive.
Carol Ann says if this bill passes the Senate, kids like David can get help to create sterile homes where families can live together.
I think for me what's important is to make sure these children and young adults have the proper care that they need in the safety of their home. As they are needing their infusion, they are at their lowest level of antibodies. So going into a hospital or being exposed to a number of people can be very detrimental to their health and welfare.
Today I'm reporting from the David Clinic, named in honor of David Vedder at Texas Children's Hospital in the Woodlands. Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Help may soon be on the way for those suffering from some rare autoimmune diseases. Earlier this week, the House unanimously passed Representative Kevin Brady's Medicare Part B Improvement Act. The legislation would make it easier for patients to receive the care they need in their homes, which can greatly improve their quality of life. Carol Ann DeMeritt, the mother of Bubble Boy David Vedder, is a board member at the Immune Deficiency Foundation. She knows from personal experience how difficult it can be for those suffering from these kinds of diseases. She's pushing for the Senate to pass the bill as well.
And we hope and pray that the vote will be the same, so that our patients, our vulnerable patients, will have the important site of care that is so necessary for their life-saving therapies.